Serial Hachise category company deep dive. Target length. Sengo Senhapiek words. Due 20 minutes. There is a company that collects a toll every time a robot arm bends at the elbow.
It doesn't make the robots, it doesn't program them, it doesn't sell them. It makes the one mechanical component that allows a robot to move with the kind of precision a surgeon demands, and it makes that component for roughly 60% of every industrial robot on Earth.
The company is called Nabtesco. You've almost certainly never heard of it. That is precisely the point. Every Fanuc robot on a Toyota assembly line, every ABB arm stacking boxes in an Amazon warehouse, every Yaskawa welder stitching car bodies together in Nagoya. Each one moves using reduction gears that almost certainly came from a factory in Japan. And as humanoid robots begin their march from Silicon Valley prototypes toward mass production, every Tesla Optimus and Figure AI machine will need somewhere between 12 and 28 of these gears to walk, reach, and grasp.
Nabtesco is about to get very busy. The company sits at a crossroads of two trends that have captured global attention: the AI-driven automation boom and the humanoid robot race. And it occupies that intersection with a market share that would make a monopolist blush. Yet outside of the robotics engineering community and a narrow slice of Japanese equity investors, it is essentially unknown.
This is the story of how a merger between a train brake maker and a hydraulic equipment company accidentally became the gatekeeper of the global robot revolution.
To understand why Nabtesco matters, you first need to understand the physics of robot arms. A robot arm is, in mechanical terms, a series of joints. Each joint needs to do two things simultaneously: rotate with extraordinary precision and transmit enormous torque without backlash, that slop and wobble you get in a cheap gearbox that makes positioning unreliable.
Think of the difference between a cheap bicycle derailleur and the gearing in a Swiss watch. Industrial robots need the watch, but they need it to survive millions of cycles in a factory environment while maintaining sub-millimeter repeatability.
The solution to this problem, developed in Japan in the 1980s, is called the Aulbry reducer, short for rotate vector. It's a cycloidal gearbox. Instead of teeth meshing in a straight line, a set of eccentric pins trace a hypercycloid path through a ring of rollers. The result is contact spread across many points simultaneously, which distributes load, eliminates backlash, and achieves gear ratios of Fakibush to Sen-Nuls in a compact package.
Nabtesco, through its predecessor Teijin Seiki, developed and commercialized this technology. It has been refining it ever since. The company now holds over SUR patent related to precision reduction gears, and it has spent 40 years building the manufacturing tolerances, some measured in micrometers, and quality control systems that competitors simply cannot replicate overnight.
The switching cost is brutal. A robot manufacturer cannot just swap in a competitor's gearbox. They need to redesign the joint, re-qualify the product, retest for years. Nabtesco's customers don't replace its products, they design their robots around them.
According to Nabtesco's own disclosures and industry analyst estimates, the company commands approximately 60% of the global market for precision Aulbry reducers in medium to large industrial robot joints. Its closest domestic competitor, Harmonic Drive Systems, holds the majority of the market for smaller joints used in collaborative robots, the slower, lighter arms designed to work alongside humans. Between them, two Japanese companies have locked up the mechanical heart of the global robotics industry.
Global robot manufacturers Fanuc, ABB, Yaskawa, Kuka, Kawasaki are all Nabtesco customers. That is not a customer list. That is a captive audience.
Nabtesco's origin story reads like a parable about Japanese industrial logic. In Nisensen, two mid-sized Japanese manufacturers merged Teijin Seiki, a maker of hydraulic equipment and motion control systems for aircraft and industrial machinery, and Nabco, a maker of brakes and door systems for railway vehicles. Neither company had a particularly compelling standalone future. Together they formed Nabtesco Corporation, a name constructed from the first letters of Nabco and Teijin Seiki with co appended.
On paper, it was a marriage of convenience. In practice, it created one of the most unusual conglomerates in global manufacturing.
Today, Nabtesco operates across three core segments. The Component Solutions division makes robot gears and precision motion control hardware. The Transport Solutions division makes Shinkansen braking systems, aircraft hydraulic actuators, and marine autopilot systems. The Accessibility Solutions division makes automatic sliding doors for train platforms, airports, and commercial buildings, including the platform screen doors on Tokyo's subway network.
Put simply, one company is responsible for a robot arm on a factory floor, the braking system of a bullet train, and the sliding door you walked through this morning on the way to the office.
What unites these apparently unrelated products is a single engineering discipline: safety-critical precision mechanics in applications where failure is not an option. A Shinkansen brake that fails kills passengers. An aircraft hydraulic actuator that fails crashes a plane. A robot arm that loses positioning accuracy destroys product and injures workers.
This shared DNA, extreme precision under extreme conditions, is why the merger worked, and it created a moat that is difficult to quantify but very real. Nabtesco's customers don't buy components, they buy certified, proven, audited systems from a company with a multi-decade track record in environments where lives depend on the product working.
Revenue for Nabtesco's fiscal year ending March 1 Shaluk came in at approximately 30 billion yen, or around $1 billion. Operating margins have been expanding as the precision component mix grows. In the first quarter of fiscal Nancy Shaluk, the company reported net sales of Nancy billion yen, with strong contribution from precision reducers as semiconductor and automotive capex recovered.
The industrial robot market has been growing steadily for decades. But the humanoid robot market is something different. It is a step change that threatens to dwarf everything that came before.
In Nensersti, Tesla's Optimus project moved from awkward prototype videos to production ramp announcements. Figure AI, Agility Robotics, Boston Dynamics, and a dozen Chinese entrants all announced mass-market humanoid ambitions. Tesla guided towards scaling Optimus to potentially 1 million units annually within a few years.
Here is the mechanical math. A basic industrial robot arm has 4 to 6 joints. A humanoid robot designed to navigate human spaces, climb stairs, manipulate objects has 20 to 30 joints. Each joint in the torso, hips, knees, and elbows of a humanoid robot requires a precision reducer of some form. At scale, that is a staggering quantity of gears.
Nabtesco, which has watched this market develop for years, moved early. In December, the company acquired Spinia, a Slovak manufacturer of cycloidal reducers with strong capabilities in the compact, lightweight form factors required for collaborative and humanoid robots. This was not a defensive acquisition, it was Nabtesco expanding its product range specifically to serve the next generation of robotics.
The company has also announced plans to double its Arbery reducer production capacity by New-Sen New-Dyuk-Den, doubling capacity for a product line with 60% market share and 40 years of production history is not a trivial decision. It is a statement of conviction that the next wave is real and that Nabtesco intends to supply it.
Chinese manufacturers have begun entering the reducer market citing lower costs. Simeon Analyses and other industry analysts who have examined the Chinese alternatives have consistently found the same conclusion: the precision gap is wide, quality control is inconsistent, and major robot OEMs are not switching their critical joint specifications to unproven suppliers. The switching cost argument works in both directions. Nabtesco's customers have enormous incentive to stay and enormous disincentive to experiment with inferior components in safety-critical applications.
This dynamic is similar to what Keyence enjoys in sensors, what Disco Corporation, as explored in episode Luke, achieved in semiconductor dicing equipment, and what Murata Manufacturing built in ceramic capacitors. A Japanese company reaches a precision threshold, earns the trust of global OEM customers, embeds deeply in supply chains, and becomes effectively irreplaceable.
There is a question that Western observers consistently ask about companies like Nabtesco: why Japan? The answer is partly historical. Japan's post-war manufacturing ecosystem created fertile ground for this class of company, but the more interesting answer is cultural and structural.
Japanese precision manufacturing runs on a concept called monozukuri, literally the making of things. It is not just a production philosophy, it is an identity. The craftsman who makes a gear to 1 micrometer tolerances for 40 years is not doing a job. He is performing a discipline. When Nabtesco says its manufacturing know-how cannot be easily replicated, it is describing something that is partly encoded in machinery and patents and partly encoded in the people who have spent careers understanding how metal behaves under cycloidal stress.
This is not sentimentality, it is a genuine competitive advantage that has proven remarkably durable against lower-cost competition. The Chinese reducer manufacturers that have entered the market over the past decade are real. They are improving. And Nabtesco is still at 60% market share, still expanding capacity, still the default choice for every serious robot manufacturer on Earth.
The company's compound annual growth rate in precision components has tracked closely with global robot installation growth, roughly 10 to 15% in recent years. If the humanoid robot projections from even one major OEM are directionally correct, that growth rate is about to accelerate.
Nabtesco will not become a household name. It will not be featured on the cover of business magazines. The gears it makes are invisible inside robot arms that most people will never see. But every time a robot arm reaches for a component, places it with surgical precision, and returns to its home position without shaking, Nabtesco's engineers, in a factory in Japan, made that possible.
In a world obsessed with the intelligence of robots, the company that ensures they can actually move is quietly collecting its toll.
If you want to understand more about Japan's hidden monopolies in the semiconductor supply chain, episode Nanashui on laser tech and episode Nanashui on Ibiden are worth watching next. And if this kind of deep dive into invisible industrial champions is useful to you, subscribing to the channel is the best way to see more of it.